Number one is invest in what you love. I love business. I love real estate. I mean, I really love it. I own this building here. And I love gold and silver. So I invest in what I love. Most people say, do what you love, but I'd rather invest in what I love. But I love being an entrepreneur. I love investing. It's like Shark Tank to me. I'm always looking at new businesses, new deals. It's just a game like this. When you look at the financial statement, that's like your scorecard. It's like your golf scorecard is your financial statement. But as you know, our schools teach us nothing about financial statements. They have one thing in common. They keep going. They don't just take one answer. So a real entrepreneur, it really makes no difference which country you're in. I have a friend, he's multi-family rich guy from France. And France is as communistic as it gets. He started buying vineyards in Napa and Sonoma. So he went back to the French government and says, it's his wine. He says, I want to ship my wine in bulk to California. And the government says, you can't do that. He says, okay, I can't ship it in barrels. The guy goes, yeah. He says, okay, I'll ship it in bottles. His wine with his California wine and all this. And so he went back to the French government and said, here, try this. See if it's not better. And so now they're all confused because he didn't break any rules. So I'll say it again. Entrepreneur is a mindset first, a skill set, and rules. So a real entrepreneur, it really makes no difference which country you're in. The average person is so afraid of those losses, they never get ahead. Because at school they teach you if you make a mistake or if you fail, you're a failure. I don't cheat on my wife. I don't cheat on my customers. I don't cheat people. I don't cut corners. If I can't do something, I'll tell you up front. If I screw up, I'll tell you. People always kind of dump on fast food industry. If I had to do it again, I'd go work for McDonald's. They have the best business systems in the world. How else can a company take virtually non-college educated people and build a fast food industry across the world? It's called the McDonald's formula of business. The business of McDonald's is not hamburgers. The business of McDonald's is real estate. And that's the formula. So every time you go past the McDonald's stand, you deserve a break today, eat at McDonald's. But they're not seeing the real game. The game is that little hamburger stand is buying the most expensive real estate in the world. But today, McDonald's owns more real estate than the Catholic Church. So I just go work at McDonald's so I can learn even more. I think when you say to somebody, live below your means, you wipe their spirit out. It's like saying to somebody, if you want to lose weight, go on a starvation diet. It doesn't make you healthier to starve yourself. So I would rather get financially educated so that I can expand my means without getting into excessive debt or where I start to lose. Because debt, like they say, is a two-edged sword. But telling somebody to live below your means is almost inhumane. I never felt good doing it. I wanted to strive to do better every day. I want to do better every day. I liked a good life. Whatever makes you feel better about yourself, stronger, more confident, to want to do better. And I think really that's the issue. And we're at the stage of our lives right now, to ask for more is not really it. But to do better, to feel better about ourselves is still important. It is very important. So all I focus on is putting the best team together. That's like the LeBron James. I don't want to be the smartest guy on my team, but I want to have the best team. And that's why I win most of my games. That's why, most guys, most major league athletes are broke within 6 years or something. They lose everything.
Sure. Or a lottery winner.
Yeah, because money never makes you rich. And so the thing is to invest in your life experiences, your mentors. So the story of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is choosing between two different teachers. If I followed my poor dad, I'd probably be a government employee in Hawaii, or a tenured teacher.
Yeah.
So it's a hard choice. You got to choose your teachers wisely. My poor dad, my PhD father, he always said to me, he says, I'd be a rich man if I didn't have you kids. And I said, well, Dad, it's not my fault you had kids. I just can't afford it because I have kids. And the more he said that, the angrier I got. So when I met my rich dad at age 9, he says, well, that's why your old man's poor, because he's lazy. He thinks his PhD is going to carry him. He says, everybody can say, I don't have money, I can't afford it. He says, that's why he's poor. He's lazy. But my father kept going back to school, Stanford, University of Chicago, Northwestern. He never learned any of this stuff. They still don't know it because most teachers want a paycheck, pension, and tenure. They want job security. So the mindset is different. Most of the projects I've started, I've never had any money. I like not having money because it forces me to think. I get creative. I have to educate myself. I have to talk to rich guys. Hey, how'd you do this? How'd you do that? How'd you do that? And what has happened to me, I just turned 72. I've never needed money. Because if I need money, I figure out how to raise it. So today you guys have crowdfunding and all that. I don't know what that stuff is. But it's easy to say I can't afford it. All the poor people say I can't afford it. All the poor people say, well, let's tax the rich. All the poor people are saying, well, give me a free education, free food, free schooling, free manicures, free pedicures. There's laziness.
And when I meet people who don't have it in life, they don't really have that soul in them. The soul is there, don't get me wrong. It's there, but you don't need it yet. So today we're in this, I think we're going into a major depression. I hate to say that, but are you prepared for it? I'm prepared for it. I wrote a book called Rich Dad's Prophecy, and I said the biggest stock market in history was coming in 2016. So the biggest crash in world history came in March 2020. We're going into a depression, hope not. But I would say there's a 60% chance we're in a depression. Now, for somebody with a soul and a spirit, it's the greatest opportunity in history. The world's changing, I'm going to get out of this thing.
How many times have I failed? I get screwed and blued and tattooed just like everybody else. But each crash makes me stronger, and that's where it starts. And everybody has that in them. Even if they didn't go to a great school, we all have a spirit, we all have a soul, we all have dreams, we all have desires. But it takes time. It's like Tiger Woods didn't become the greatest golfer on earth taking one golf lesson. He's gone down, he's gone up. He's the greatest athlete I know. So some of those comments I've seen on my Twitter site is, well, I'm not interested in money. Well, your host, those few words, I'm not interested in money, or I don't want to be rich, screws you for the rest of your life.